Chances are, if you follow down about Thailand and you're not yet living in Thailand, you are at least thinking about it, or it has crossed your mind. And I wanted to cover in this vlog some of the things that you should be thinking about. I've just come back from the UK and it appears many people are not happy with what's happening there and all across Europe. Not saying it can't recover, but the journey looks young and there's a big political minefield that needs to be sorted out, just my opinion. And I get the pull and attraction of coming to a tropical country like Thailand where the sun's out. Must be very exciting, but at the same time very scary. And it's that fear, I suspect, that is stopping a lot of you from taking the plunge. So I'm going to cover some of the things you should be thinking about in your journey towards sunshine as an expat. So I would sort of split this into three areas. Revenue, have you got the cash? How are you going to sustain it? Relationships, what are you looking for? Not just in terms of a life partner, but the friendships around you and family. And then the lifestyles. What are the gains and pluses to come to Thailand? Okay, let's start at the basic. First of all, is Thailand really the best option for you? Of course, I sing the praises all the time, so it's very easy to be biased. But just a quick look on Google and you'll see there's other expat locations that I think you should be researching as well. Vietnam, Australia, Portugal, interesting, Mexico, Costa Rica. Excites me looking at these names. Don't know much about a lot of them. Are you having to work as well? And then what do these countries open up to you? And then what other countries might open up that might be paying you a better salary at the offset of some of the lifestyle like this gorgeous sunshine I wake up to. If you are committed to Thailand, then where? I would imagine much of it be driven about where you already know people or where you've gone on holiday. Doesn't mean that needs to be the place that you stay, and I think you should be coming over on a tourist visa. You do get 60 days plus 30 days now to go and do your research, exploration, and find out more. It stands to reason you would look at the expat-centric locations. Going outside of that, there are people watching this that do live in these smaller villages with their partners, but they're there because of their partners, not because of choice. And then they'll say, no, I like it. For me, it's a bit sleepy, a bit boring, and maybe you're missing out. Just my opinion, but it is my channel. Look at Hua Hin, look at Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Bangkok, and then the islands as well, like Samui. They all offer slightly different propositions and pros and cons to each. No one location, by the way, is wrong. They have lots to offer. Another thing, it's always interesting when you talk to people in specific locations, they will endorse why they've chosen the right location, like I do with Pattaya. Doesn't mean myself or they are right. Make your own conclusion rather than listening to just what the local expats have to say. All of these that I mentioned have international schools and other schools if you do have a family. International schooling can get very expensive. So again, that's what you should be looking at. What are these schools? How much do they offer? And just how good are they? I talk to teachers at the international schools and have had this backed up by others. And the standard of education, although good, unless you're really at the high ones like a rugby school, for example, you're falling just a little bit below what you'd get in the UK. Doesn't scare me off. Shouldn't be the excuse for why people are rushing back to the UK for education. Like I say, it's all personal circumstances and whether you can fund a life over here, because I think educating your kids is much more than what information they can retain as per the classic schooling curriculum at the moment. I think it's a bit dated now. I don't see my kids coming back talking about tech and the role that has to play. Should be tech classes. There should be classes on how to use your brain, how to get by in life, rather than just these other classic subjects where you're retaining information. And we got a Google search and ChatGPT. Just imagine how our kids' lives are going to transform in the future to what we know now. And these roles of doctors, lawyers, etc., they'll become largely obsolete because of how tech is driving the way we go forward. So schooling isn't just that. And I think as parents, we have a personal role to play in ensuring that our kids are brought up with their smart head on their shoulders. Good lifestyle for them here as well. My kids spend a lot of their time outside. I don't want them sitting inside, eating sweets, playing on their laptops, getting fat and dumb. They're outside all the time. That's one thing that a tropical climate will give you. Okay, let me go back to where we are as well. You need to look at the visa options. It is one of the downsides. Retiree, business, there are education visas. There's also Thailand privilege if you've got lots of money in your pocket. Long-term residency visas, and they offer lots of benefits. Fast track when you come into to the airports. They'll even pick you up in limousines, and you won't have to do your 90-day check-in at immigration, which I can do online now, which is a burden, and it just reminds you you are just a visitor to this country, which is a shame. I understand countries have their rules, but I employ a lot of people over here and just wish I could have got some of the same privileges that a local Thai person gets, rather than being reminded that I'm here as a guest. You need to update these mainstream visas annually, and there is a fee attached. If you want to work, it's not just a business visa, but a work permit. So do your due diligence, find out what you can do here. There are certain jobs that you can't. And it's not straightforward, and also not easy to look for employment. I would suggest you look at hospitality, schooling, and real estate as your starting point. You can start your own business over here, 49% share, Thai 51% share. It does work. Don't get scared, but don't rush into it with a Thai you don't know. Do your due diligence. Make sure your paperwork is there to protect you if you are going to take that step. In terms of choosing a location to live, in terms of a physical property, there are condominiums and there are villas, and then there are different homes as well, depending on where you want to live. Budgets can start from anything. I put 5,000 baht. If you wanted to live really as low as you could go much lower than that, 2,000 baht a month. Don't do it. Are you not coming to Thailand to enhance and get a better lifestyle? I see lots of people hanging on over here with no money, and I just think your circumstances mean I think you'll be better off back in a country like the UK, where you are better protected. You will get free NHS. Don't just sit and get drunk and live in a small unit with a fan. It does happen. 5,000 up to 200,000 baht a month. Family villas, typically pool villa. I'm looking at Pattaya, Hua Hin, for example, anywhere between 35,000 and 50,000 Thai baht seems to be your sort of sweet point. That'll be on a 1-year contract. Typically, you'll need to pay 1 to 2 months deposit, depending on the landlord's rules, and you'll pay the electricity and utility bills as well. Get yourself health insurance when you are over here. If you work, you can get via your work permit free healthcare, but it's poor. You have to travel to certain hospitals. It's not good. I don't think it's the right step. Get yourself health insurance for you and your family. Don't cut corners there, because you could get yourself in a world of bother if you don't. Are you going to miss out on any creature comforts when you come here? No. I found on my recent visit to the UK, typically I normally go to an Asda or a Marks and Spencer's, that kind of shop, and buy all the things that I've been missing. The tea bags, the fancy hair products, peanut butter jams. And I found this time, actually I don't need to. It's all here. Expat shops, expat restaurants. The cinemas are in English if you want. There are expat-centric communities so you can mix and socialise. There's good supermarkets, shopping, clothes, gyms, saunas, European furniture, expat IPTV. You do not miss out on anything that would be holding you back to the UK, unless you're really precious about, I want the theatre and museums, and I want to sit in a traditional British pub, because they're not quite recreated over here. I don't think that's enough of a reason to stay grounded. If you need to work, for most people, your salaries will be lower to back in your domestic countries. Do consider your retirement plan as well, because there's no pensions over here. How are you going to sustain your life, or are you going to continue working right up until you drop? And I know lots of people, 75, still working here. It's a new world. It's not easy. Tax, if you spend over 180 days in Thailand, you're considered a non-Thai tax resident, and that means you need to declare money coming into the country, which could be liable to Thailand tax. Fairly new rule. You're not going to escape it. Many people think they will. You're not. Getting around Thailand, public transport is excellent, from local taxi bikes and motorbikes to trains, coaches, ferries and planes. The infrastructure in Thailand is excellent and very reasonable. You can get cars and bikes here in your own name, and you'll need to get your driving license here, which is easy to get. It's just cumbersome and tiresome because it is going to take you the best part of 1 to 2 days at the centres to get. Relationships over here, if you're coming over here single, widowed and looking for love, it's easy, but maybe at the same time it's the easiest place to find a relationship, but the hardest place to find a proper relationship. I'll say it again, it's a contentious point. Shouldn't be on face value. Don't get into a relationship with a bar girl. Why would you if you've got the choice? You're going to have to really accommodate not only for the cultural differences, but the fact that hand will be going out all the time. They'll want your money. Don't do it. There are dating apps such as Tinder, Badoo, Thai Friendly, Facebook does dating as well. Even my Dan About Thailand website, have a look there as well. But the bar girls have infiltrated these sites. So just be careful what your intentions are. Don't end up sitting in a bar. Don't do it. Fear. All good things I found in life tend to come with fear attached because it's the unknown. It's the stepping out of your comfort zone. All excellent things to stop you live this protected life where you're not doing anything and society and the world are in control of your destiny. If you're feeling the fear, make that step. Do it. Don't go all in. Don't sell your house in the UK and come and buy something here from the start. If you can help it, rent your property out in the UK or Australia or America, wherever it is, so that if it doesn't work, you can quickly acclimatise and go back to your domestic country. That's it. One life. Make the right decision for you, your family. Keep safe. Dan About Thailand.